For 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled our planet, an unstoppable empire of unmatched biological power. From feathered pack hunters to armored tanks, they adapted to conquer every corner of a rapidly changing Earth. They grew to sizes never seen before or since, colossal living towers that completely reshaped entire ecosystems. They conquered the skies with airliner-sized wings and claimed the deepest oceans as giant sea monsters. They were the undisputed masters of life. So, how did it all end? For that, we have to visit the age of dinosaurs, an era full of wonder and mystique.
QUESTANS presents: Why did dinosaurs vanish?
We begin our journey by traveling back in time to the Mesozoic Era, a vast span of over 180 million years. This incredible chapter in Earth's history represents a time when the planet looked and felt entirely different than it does today. This era is divided into three distinct chapters: the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the final dramatic Cretaceous period. Each of these periods offered unique environmental challenges and opportunities that shaped the evolution of the creatures living within them.
Triassic period began 252 million years ago, immediately following the Earth's deadliest extinction in history. Over 90% of all marine species and most land life had vanished, leaving behind a silent, empty world. After this greatest mass extinction, a scarred planet healed. From the ashes, a new dynasty slowly awoke. Early dinosaurs like Coelophysis were agile and small, to adapt and survive in harsh, dry Triassic world. No grass grew yet. The landscape was dominated by tough conifers and ancient, palm-like cycad plants. Slowly, continents drifted apart. Rains returned and transformed the arid planet into a lush, moisture-rich wonderland. This lush Jurassic period brought warmer climates, richer forests, and thanks to abundant food, much larger dinosaurs. The Cretaceous period introduced new plants, new dinosaurs, and greater diversity than ever before. For the first time, flowers bloomed on Earth.
The world these creatures inhabited was vastly different from the Earth we know today, defined by a much warmer global climate. There were no polar ice caps to be found, allowing life to flourish even in regions that would be frozen in our modern era. This warmth supported an explosion of biodiversity, with lush, green landscapes stretching across every continent on the planet. From the deserts of Mongolia to the forests of North America, dinosaurs were found in almost every conceivable habitat type. The environment was not always friendly, and the challenges they faced were often as immense as the creatures themselves. Volcanic activity, shifting sea levels, and changing atmospheric conditions all played a role in the long-term history of life.
Different species evolved unique adaptations to survive in changing environments. With its massive yet agile body and powerful muscles, Tyrannosaurus rex was built for strength, speed, and survival. With its bone-crushing bite and advanced vision, hearing, smell, and tactile senses, T-Rex rightfully became apex predator. Predators may also have benefited from cooperation and group hunting strategies. Intelligence, speed, and teamwork could be just as valuable as size and strength. Among plant eaters, sauropods' long necks helped them in high grazing, and their massive sizes made them difficult prey. Ankylosaurus carried living armor and a tail club strong enough to deter predators. Triceratops defended itself with 3 horns and a massive protective frill. Stegosaurus had bony plates on back, which served for species identity, courting, and thermoregulation, not for defense. Feathers appeared in many dinosaur species long before modern birds evolved. These feathers helped in warmth, courtship, camouflage, and ultimately in flying. Dinosaurs were more than giants and hunters. They lived surprisingly complex lives. Many dinosaurs lived in groups, gaining protection and finding food more efficiently. Some dinosaur herds traveled great distances in search of food and fresh water. Most dinosaurs reproduced by laying eggs protected inside carefully built nests. Fossil evidence suggests many dinosaurs returned to nesting grounds year after year. Some dinosaur species guarded their nests and cared for their young after hatching. Young dinosaurs often stayed close to adults for safety and learning. The skies in the dinosaur age belonged to flying reptiles called pterosaurs. Some pterosaurs grew as large as small airplanes. The oceans were ruled by giant marine reptiles. Though popularly thought to be dinosaurs, these flying and marine reptiles were distinct and different species. For millions of years, this extraordinary world flourished. Yet far beyond Earth, a silent threat was approaching. About 66 million years ago, a giant asteroid was hurtling towards Earth in space. Scientists estimate this space rock was roughly 10 to 15 kilometers wide, larger than many cities today. Traveling at an incredible speed, it carried more energy than billions of tons of explosive force. As it entered Earth's atmosphere, the sky itself began to glow. Across the planet, dinosaurs may have looked up and witnessed a terrifying sight unlike anything they had ever seen. The asteroid struck near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. In a fraction of a second, Earth experienced one of the most powerful impacts in its history. The impact carved out a gigantic crater, now known as the Chicxulub crater. Rock, dust, and molten material were launched far above the atmosphere. Shockwaves raced across continents faster than the speed of sound. Earthquakes far stronger than any recorded by humans shook the planet. Near the impact site, giant tsunamis surged across ancient oceans. Meanwhile, superheated debris falling back to Earth ignited vast wildfires. Within hours, much of the planet was facing unimaginable devastation. Yet the worst was still to come. High above Earth, billions of tons of dust were beginning to block the sun. But the asteroid may not have been the only factor changing Earth's climate. At roughly the same time, enormous volcanic eruptions were taking place in what is now India. These eruptions created one of the largest volcanic regions on Earth, the Deccan Traps. Volcanoes released vast amounts of gases that may have altered the climate for hundreds of thousands of years. Now it is believed that besides asteroid impact, volcanic activity compounded ecological stress that led to extinction.
These dual catastrophes created a lethal combination of rapid climate change, ocean acidification, and a total collapse of the complex food chains.
As dust and debris spread around the globe, sunlight began to disappear. Temperatures dropped. Days became darker. The world was entering a long environmental crisis. Plants that depended on sunlight could no longer grow normally. As plants disappeared, the animals that depended on them began to struggle. Soon, predators faced the same problem. The food chain itself was collapsing. Over time, nearly 75% of all species on Earth disappeared. The reign of the non-avian dinosaurs had come to an end. But how did scientists uncover what happened then? After a gap of 66 million years, one important clue was hidden inside a thin layer of rock found around the world. This KPG boundary layer marking end of Mesozoic Era contained unusually high amounts of a rare element called iridium. Iridium is uncommon on Earth's surface, but far more common in asteroids. Scientists also discovered tiny glass-like spheres formed by intense heat. Then researchers found the giant Chicxulub crater buried beneath Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. All these clues pointed that a giant asteroid had collided with Earth at the same time of the dinosaur extinction.
The fossil record provides us with a window into this distant past, preserving the shapes and sizes of these magnificent animals. Every bone discovered tells a story of survival, growth, and the eventual struggle against a changing, unpredictable global climate. Geological layers of the Earth act like a history book, with each stratum revealing a different moment in time. By reading these layers, scientists can map out the rise and fall of various species across the different continents. Every new discovery adds another layer of detail to our understanding of how these animals lived, breathed, and interacted. We often address the popular fascination with recreating dinosaurs, a concept popularized by films like Jurassic Park. Many wonder if we could use advanced technology to bring these magnificent creatures back to life, but we must look at the biological reality. Paleontological consensus is clear. Extracting viable, intact DNA from fossils that are 66 million years old is currently an impossible scientific task. DNA is a delicate molecule that breaks down over time, and even in the best preserved fossils, the genetic code is far too fragmented. The biological reality is that fossilized remains simply do not contain the intact genetic code required for cloning. Even if we could piece together a genome, we lack the surrogate species necessary to carry a dinosaur embryo to term in a laboratory setting. The dream of a real-life dinosaur park remains firmly in the realm of imagination, highlighting how much we still have to learn about ancient life. However, we do not need to clone dinosaurs to see them, as we are surrounded by their living descendants every single day of our lives. Modern birds are essentially avian dinosaurs, carrying the genetic legacy of their theropod ancestors through their skeletal structure and their complex behaviors. When you watch a hawk soar or a sparrow hop, you are witnessing a direct, living connection to the creatures that once ruled the Mesozoic. The study of dinosaurs is a bridge between the deep past and our future, reminding us that change is the only constant in nature. We are the beneficiaries of a long history of survival, standing on the shoulders of giants that walked the earth long before us. We learn that our own existence is part of a long, interconnected chain of biological survival. The impact that ended the age of the dinosaurs cleared the path for mammals to rise, eventually leading to the emergence of human beings. Understanding this history helps us appreciate the delicate balance of our current climate and the importance of protecting the biodiversity we have today. Earth has survived 5 major mass extinctions, and each time, life has found a way to recover, adapt, and eventually flourish once again. The story of the dinosaurs is not just a story of an ending, but a testament to the incredible power of evolution to persist. Their story is a powerful reminder of how life can thrive when conditions are right and how it adapts.
Thanks for watching. Keep visiting for more Questions episodes.